Yo, what's that on your finger? Did you just get engaged? Yes, I knew it, congratulations. And hey, my name is DJ Roscoe Red from Kiss FM. You might know me from there, but I also DJ weddings. And rather than me talking all about myself, let all my previous clients do that for me.
When we were looking for a DJ, I put up a Facebook post, and so many comments said Roscoe Red, Roscoe Red, Roscoe Red.
About 99.9%.
The first time I saw Roscoe Red, he was performing at a World Down Syndrome event. It was a dance, and he was so much fun. He was so inclusive with all of the people attending. He was out on the dance floor with us, and it was just so nice to see how he interacted with everybody.
We went to a wedding a couple years ago, and he was the DJ, and it was just a party the entire night. The entire reception was crazy. And we were like, if we get married, that's who we want.
We got engaged, and we were looking for a DJ. And she remembered meeting Roscoe Red and how much fun he was.
We knew right away, instantly meeting him, that we wanted him as our DJ, and we were happy with our choice.
So we went to our friend's wedding, Anne Marie and Mike's, and the music selection was everything that you wanted.
Yep.
He has a lot of experience planning these things. He knew a lot of things that we didn't even think about. The planning process was really organized, which is great. Especially when you're trying to plan 100 other things at once, you know he has his stuff together.
I mean, any email we sent to him, immediate response. When we had questions about something, an immediate response. There was never like a delay.
And it was nice to not have to stress. Like, you stress about your photographer and your videographer and what you're gonna wear and all of that, but I never once stressed about what our music was gonna be and what the dance floor was gonna be like. So that was huge for me.
I wanted to do a special dance number with the bridal party, so I had actually contacted Roscoe Red a few times. We had met, I believe it was 2 or 3 times, and he was very easy to work with, very easy to schedule, very convenient.
So I think from the very get-go, the setup was easy. Obviously the appointments were easy. It was nice because Roscoe guided us through what he thought would maybe make a good mix of music.
We had like 3 people come up to us at dinner, and the only thing they said was, "This music is awesome." And I was like, thanks. I had nothing to do with it, but I'm glad we picked a good DJ.
Yeah, that's one of the things I would say about him is he's very involved and he's young, energetic. He makes everyone have a good time no matter what your age is. He's very familiar with many different songs.
It was so important for me to have a fun wedding with a lot of dancing because I'm a dance instructor and I have a lot of friends who are dance instructors.
We had people dancing on the dance floor that we didn't even expect to be out there.
I'm typically someone who actively avoids the dance floor at weddings, but he had me out there carving it up.
Do you remember at our wedding when he came out on the dance floor and was doing the NSYNC dance?
Oh yeah.
And it impressed everybody on the dance floor. That was awesome.
Roscoe was not only just DJing, you would see Roscoe on the dance floor. He was singing with the crowd. He was dancing with the crowd. I think that's what brings more entertainment to a wedding.
Was it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or both?
There was both.
Okay, it was definitely both.
It was always fun. There was never any sort of moment that there was a lull at the wedding.
A lot of people have trouble kind of getting the dancing going and kind of getting into it. Not at our wedding, it was like that, and that was because of Roscoe Red.
The venue actually said that she's never had so many empty seats in the reception hall.
Right.
Because the dance floor was so full.
It was incredibly difficult for anybody to leave the dance floor because of how awesome it was. And that was from the very get-go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody, when I tell you everybody, like 70 years old plus, maybe 5 years old under, and then anybody in between was on the dance floor almost the entire night.
Like your uncle, remember? He was like, I don't know how old he is, but I don't know how old he is, but he came over to me like 4 times, like, I gotta dance with the bride because this is awesome. And it's just like, nobody left the dance floor. It was really, really cool.
Everybody was out on the dance floor, everyone was enjoying themselves, and everybody knew the music. It wasn't a boring situation of like, oh, do I want to get up and dance? Yes, I want to get up and dance.
Our friend said it best, every song hit. It one after another. There wasn't people leaving the dance floor because they weren't enjoying themselves. Every single song, every single moment was perfect.
He did such a great job accommodating, the guests and their requests, especially my daughter, our daughter Gianna. She had a list
super long, and he was even out on the dance floor dancing with her, having a great time.
Doing the nay-nay.
Yeah.
Even to a point where we were on the dance floor, and someone at our venue came up to us and was like, "Hey, did you guys want to cut a cake?" We cut the cake.
Oh,
we had
yeah.
a small one, and we're like, "No, we're good.
We're like, no, we're good. We just
got
want to
keep
party.
going."
It's fine. No, don't even worry about it. Pass it out. We don't care. We just want to keep dancing. It was so much fun.
Because even our photographer and our videographer have said how great the whole day was and how flawless. And he was super accommodating because we weren't ready to end the party.
Right.
From the second that music started playing until the end of the reception, which actually we ended up extending it because everyone was packed at the end of the night, and I just didn't want it to stop, so I was like, hey, can we please go longer?
The dance floor, once it started, till it finished, and we went an extra hour,
Yeah,
just
we
kept
asked for an
rolling and
extra hour.
rolling and rolling.
Yeah.
There was no downtime.
Just the feeling of the whole thing, right? Everybody wanted to be together and dancing, and I think a large part of that has to do with music.
I think it was either an hour or 2 hours late. He kept going for us when we kept asking. I think it was the venue who shut us down at that point.
Yeah.
One of the things that we said we wanted was we were less about like the photos and all that stuff. We wanted people to remember our wedding for like how much fun that they had. And still to this day, people will talk about how great it was, how much fun they had. My uncle, who, how old was he at the time? Pushing 70, was out on the dance floor singing into the air microphones, literally dancing all night long. He had the best time, still talks about it to this day.
Everybody at the wedding, I mean, this is 7 years ago, they're still talking about how much fun they had at that wedding. And that's a testament to Roscoe Red.
Still to this day, we hear about how much fun and how amazing the wedding was, and it has a lot to do with Roscoe. He just kept the party alive.
We have multiple friends and family members who always still talk about that our wedding was the most fun they've had.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that was because of him, I would say.
And actually, my mom was just visiting from Florida, and she was talking with her friends recently who were at the wedding, and they still, even though it's been a few years, talk about the wedding and dancing and how fun it was and how he actually gets out on the dance floor with you. So it's not just us starting off the dance floor, but Roscoe will actually get out there and dance too, which was amazing.
Even getting my food, I felt like I was like bopping around and like dancing to the song that was on. I felt like I shouldn't have been getting my food. I should have been on the dance floor. And it was like, honestly, it was one of the best decisions we made, was choosing you. It was like, I felt like that completed everything. And that was the most important part to both of us, was the music.
And you tell me what DJ can get the party started, play all the hits, get people moving, get your grandma moving. You got my grandma moving, she don't move for nothing.
I've known Roscoe Red since I was 11 years old, and I didn't book him just because I knew him. I booked him because I've seen the quality of events that he's done on social media, in person.
You put forth so much time and effort on your wedding. The DJ is the most important part, because that's what's going to tie everything together.
Yeah, that is one thing with the DJ. From start to the finish, he's completely involved. He's more or less the coordinator. He coordinates the entire
Keeps
reception.
everything on schedule.
Everything on schedule, and he does a very good job of that.
I have heard horror stories of DJs at weddings who play terrible music that the couple didn't want and didn't take recommendations. But again, we did not have to worry about that at all. It was stress-free, and the best part of the wedding was our DJ.
Planning for the wedding, we're like, when we go to a wedding, the two things that we remember from any wedding is the food and the entertainment. And the entertainment at our wedding was unforgettable.
Unmatched.
It was,
Literally unmatched. I would recommend Roscoe to anybody.
Any chance we get to recommend DJ Roscoe Red for a wedding or prom or whatever it may be, certainly the first thing that comes to our brains.
I'd recommend him to anybody looking for any type of DJ for an event.
I would personally recommend Roscoe Red because he plays great music, and it doesn't matter if you're someone at a wedding who likes to dance, doesn't like to dance, you will be out there on the dance floor, I promise you.
I promise you'll have a good time. If you don't book him, you are missing out.
There's no question about who to book for a DJ, because if you need a DJ for a wedding or any other event, honestly, you need to book with Roscoe Red, because he is awesome and he will do whatever you want and make sure that the party goes all night long.
If you want to have a good time at your wedding, definitely book Roscoe Red. You will be on the dance floor all night long and you will have sore feet the next day, maybe a few days to come.
Thanks, Roscoe. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Roscoe Red. We love you.
So as you can tell, my clients are awesome and I would love for you to be one of them. So hey, contact me today and let's make your wedding as fun as it can possibly be. I'll talk to you soon.